Good morning. I wanted to talk to you guys about desert roses, how you grow them. These are grown from seed. We'll start with this one. This one is 2 months old. It's grown from seed. And then this one, it's a year old, little over a year old. I grew it from seed in June of 24. I'm gonna show you guys how to go from this seed to this one and to this one, which is 2 years old, which were all grown from seed. Next, we'll talk about soil. In order to get your seeds to grow, you need a good potting mix. And this is by no means me saying that you have to get this particular soil. This is what I use. This is what's worked for me. I typically just use this to start my soil. So you can start your seeds in many different mediums. You've got seed trays. Some people use these plastic containers and put holes in them and then cover them up. I have found in the 3 years that I've been growing that I just use these plastic cups. You put holes on the bottom for drainage, and that works fine. Once you put your soil in there, just make a little hole and drop your seed in and lightly cover it up. So you just want to spray a little water. You don't want to saturate it because you don't want the seed to rot. Now you can cover this with plastic or put a dome on top of it and put it in a space that is semi-lighted. You don't want full direct sun. I have a sunroom, so I take this covered, I put it in my sunroom, and it gets heat, and literally within about 5 days you'll see it sprouting. Once it sprouts up, you can take the cover off. You keep the soil moist, not wet, because if you keep it wet, the seedling will rot. So when we're talking about soil for your more established plants and even your seedlings, you got to be careful in what you put your plants in the medium, because it could stunt the growth if the plants are too young. I make my own soil. So in here we have a multitude of different things here that's going to help your plant grow and sustain it. We got here, this is perlite. This helps with water to make it well draining. I use a little bit of wood chips, that also helps with the draining. Sand, cocoa coir. I use cinnamon for bacteria. It helps fend off, root rot and other diseases. And then of course you want to have your fertilizer. I personally use the pellets. These help. They last for about 4 months. This again is not a plug for any particular brand, but I use Osmocote. And again, it lasts for about 4 months. You mix it in your soil, and it really helps so that you're not every 2 weeks having to apply a fertilizer. So you mix that all up, and I'll show you what the end result is once it's all mixed. So now you see the soil's all mixed up, and the soil itself is mostly your garden soil, which, like I said, I personally use the Star Green. But you want your soil to be airy. You want to be able to squeeze it and it not make a ball. And if you look, you can see the perlite. You can see you have your nutrients here. You can see bits of the cocoa core. You can see bits of the wood chips. All of this is going to help your plant and not have your plant sitting in moisture. So to give you an example of what I mean by well draining, you want to be able to soak your soil in water. And within several seconds, you see the water's coming out the bottom. That's when you know your soil is well draining. This allows for your plants to not get oversaturated and cause root rot. So to recap, you want to start your seeds in your starter soil. Like I said, I use a cup. And in about 5 to 7 days, you should see it sprout. Within 2 months, you should have something that looks like this. Nice, healthy. It's got this 6 leaves. You want it to look like that. And again, this is 2 months old. To this one, which is a year old, and I'm actually getting ready to pot this, and it's actually going to end up being trained as a bonsai itself, and which is why it's in this small pot for a year old, so that it can be trained as a bonsai. It has all these stems, which is yet another thing that you want to talk about. If you want a lot of stems, you got to cut the tips off. And if you see right there in the center, when you cut those tips off, it causes your plant to what they call branching, and it makes it nice and full. Then you'll go to this one, which is approximately 2 years old, again, grown from seed. It's full, it's healthy. Look at the caudex, is nice and firm in my soil, which is well draining. And if you see, this one here has 3 stems, and that's because, again, you cut the tips off to cause and create branching. This is Justice with Justice's Desert Rose Garden. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you again for another video.